everybody. Just for you, I have a story. Come, come, listen, listen, everybody. Just for you, I have a story. And this story takes us to a beautiful place in our diverse, rich India, festival. It was a festival of harvest known by different names across the country: Sankranti, Makar Sankranti, Bihu, Lori, Baisakhi, also called as Pongal. It was celebration time. Pongalo Pongal, Pongalo Pongal, Ulla Pola Ponga Vendu, Pongalo Pongal, Hoi. I will say Pongalo Pongal again, and I want to hear the hoi from you. Pongalo Pongal, Pongalo Pongal. Are, khana nahi khaya? Pongalo Pongal. Super. Like this, there was celebration time happening in a village, and a little boy went up to his mother and said, Amma, Amma, where is my new dress for Pongal? And she said, Beta, I don't have time to buy you a new dress. No new dress for me, Amma. The little child's heart became very sad. And mother said, I did not say that, my son. I only said, I cannot take you. You can go and buy it yourself. Me, Amma? I'm a small boy. How can I go? And she said, don't worry. Just go to the shop. Whatever price the shopkeeper tells you, ask him half the price. Knowledge is power. Teachers and students, all of us know. So the boy felt very powerful and confident. He said, yes, Mama, I will go. And off he went to buy a shirt by himself in the market. Jodi to dakshiniko na ashe tobe. Jodi to dakshiniko na ashe tobe akla cholo re. And he went excitedly to the shop. The Sardarji uncle was just opening the shutter. And he sees one little boy, no adult with him. He's quite impressed. He said, Haan ji beta, kya chahiye? He said, Uncle, I want a shirt. Acha, come, come, we have dots and stripes and checks and florals and red and blue and green and orange, and what do you want? I want a plain white shirt, uncle. Okay, beta, 200 rupees. And what did our boy say? 100. Huh? Sardarji uncle was impressed. Pav kilo fellow, come alone, bargaining also. He said, theek hai beta, just for you, 160. 80. Huh? ऐसे थोड़ा bargaining होता है. It's not done like that. 80. Said, all right, it's Pongal festival. Just for you, I will give for 120. Final. 60. Arey yaar, bony customer. You know in India, bony, auspicious, first customer, you don't leave. So, theek hai. I'll give it for 100. Final. 50. Who sells for 50? Take it for free. I want 2 shirts. And so he went back home with 2 shirts and the 100 rupees in his pocket. He came back, told his mother, and they both sang happily, Pongala Pongal, Pongala Pongal, Ulla Pola Ponga Venum Pongala Pongal. Lovely. Yeah? So these are the kind of stories that I choose to narrate. And I thought, let me think about what is it that helps me stay rooted. There are 3 things that I am rooted in that has helped me do what I do today and do it for a living. That has helped me travel to places that I think I didn't even imagine that I would. And the first is being rooted in authenticity. It was many years ago that I had a kidney malfunction, and I was taking 80 tablets of steroids every day for 5.5 months. I didn't recover at all. The illness just continued. And finally, I held a summer camp, a storytelling summer camp for children for 3 weeks. And in the next checkup, the doctor said, you're totally fine, Deepa. I cannot put a single pill inside you. It was just telling stories, being with children, doing what made me come alive, doing what gave me joy. doing what made me feel that I contribute something uniquely. And this is what grounded me, this is what healed me and kept me going. And so I believe this rootedness in my authenticity is also crucial. What is also known in our language as Swadharma. Swadharma is the coming together of what is it that makes you come alive, brings you joy, and what you uniquely contribute to the world. Swadharma can be a very lonely journey because everybody else is doing something else. They are having corporate jobs, they are becoming vice presidents of IBM, and you are sitting and telling stories, yeah? But then, what I learned was it's better to be the imperfect me on the solo journey than to be perfect somebody else. Yeah, what I also learned is that confidence doesn't just come like that. We doubt ourselves, we worry, we fear. Am I doing the right thing? Is it okay to just keep telling stories as a career? But then keep going. Like the Yoga Sutra says, Tivra samveganam asanaha. Stay determined. And in this picture, you will see that even if I have my doubts, I like to look determined. And that's also helpful. I also realized that the more you keep giving to storytelling, the more you keep giving to what feels authentic to you, that will give back to you. When we connect the dots, the saying, dharmo rakshati rakshataha, is literally saying the same thing. You give to what you believe in, and it will give you back. The second rootedness is in my responsibility. As a single mother, managing a profession like storytelling or figuring out how to manage it and managing 2 children was not an easy task, and it would drain me sometimes. But it also inspired me because my sons actually said, Mama, we will also perform with you. So we have performed Dashavataram together. I feel grounded in their company. How many of us get to take our children to office and work together like this? Me, my children, other people's children, yeah. So this understanding that in what is my responsibility, the word we use of dharma, it can ground, it can inspire, it can also strengthen. Yes, strengthen is the word. Sometimes it drains to be the mama feeding the baby chicks all the time, but it also strengthens, and the strengthening is more than the training. The third is being rooted in my identity. While the world can tell us many things about world literatures, I knew that I grew up in India. I grew up in 13 states in India. I've lived in 13 states in the country. In my home, everybody speaks minimum 4 to 5 languages. And so, fortunately or unfortunately, my most comfortable language, my dominant language is English. So I chose this contradiction of telling stories from my land, but telling them in English. What it gave me is the backup of this infinite wisdom of our ocean of stories, Katha Sarit Sagar, Panchatantra, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Upanishads. My friends in other countries run out of stories and they tell our stories, but we don't run out. The other I realized with my training in Bharatanatyam, Kuchipudi, musical instruments, and different languages, I will weave it into my storytelling because it's what enriches me from the knowledge of my land. I don't know any better, and it's fine to just live my truth. If somebody asks, why do you dance in your stories? Why do you sing in your stories? Why don't you use puppets? Well, this is just me. And lastly, to take all this oral tradition and heritage with me and yet make it contemporary, make it relevant for the audience today. Take something very local and specific and cultural and yet make it relevant for a universal audience. These are what I find the third rootedness and identity is. So the word I chose, we have many words for identity. The word I've chosen here is aikyam, which is connected with a unified identity. So it's unified by connection with my land, how I identify with my land, with time, how I identify with my present and my past, and with life. What is the life journey I'm carving out for myself? Can I find a unified whole in this and create my identity and move on? That's the third rootedness. And of course, along this journey, I've been asked, why do you do storytelling? Why are you telling stories from India? Why do you tell in English? And I have learned to treat all of that as a blah, 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 blah. Yes. Because how much can I go around answering people? I'd rather continue to stay rooted in authenticity, however scared I am, rooted in Swadharma. Do what makes me come alive, do what gives me joy, do what makes me feel that I contribute uniquely. I'd rather continue to be rooted in responsibility, for it inspires me, grounds me, strengthens me. I'd rather stay rooted in this unified identity of my land, of my time, of my life, Aikyam. And then the questions will keep fading away and keep disappearing, and I can continue to tell Sundarakandam in Hyderabad and Mirabai's story in Iran and Devi Mahatmyam in a church, Orthodox church in Austria. The last one here is about rising with all of this. The expectation I had is that when you put in all this effort and you stay rooted, you're going to have this very smooth flying and rising, like the kite in the Sankranti festival. But reality is, the kite sometimes falls, the kite sometimes gets entangled in the wires, sometimes it just snaps and breaks, and yet, again and again and again, I remind myself to keep rooting so I can keep rising. Thank you.